like those higher elevated areas might need to be a little cautious.
And that's right. And I think little is a key word. We're not talking about the big ice storm that Memphis had or even what they're dealing with in Nashville. So I wanted to show you this kind of big picture road conditions map. If you did have any plans this morning to travel to Nashville, to drive all the way over to West Tennessee, certainly check those roadways, maybe check in with the friends or family you might be visiting to make sure it's okay to do that, because that's where road conditions are certainly worse. All of that pink color indicating that icing. I'm now going to zoom in a little bit closer to our local area. What you're going to see is a lot more of that green. So most of us, our temperatures are well above freezing. It was just rainfall overnight, regular old rain. It was the higher elevations kind of to the northwest that you're seeing a few splotches of this pink here and there. That's where we have to watch out for that potential of, yes, some slick spots on the road. So this is just an estimate based off of radar of where we had that freezing rain accumulate for ice. And you can see portions of Grundy County, Van Buren County, clipping Sequatchie County as well. But we have had that kind of mixture, that potential for freezing rain, even extending over further than that. So this morning, what we're talking about is that winter weather advisory, why we have it as a storm alert weather day for Grundy County, Van Buren County, Bledsoe, and Sequatchie counties in the higher elevations. So this is not going to include the Sequatchie Valley, but where those temperatures are colder, ice up to 1/10 of an inch. Now that's going to be minor again compared to areas to the west of us, but that may still lead to a few spots of difficult travel conditions, especially on bridges and overpasses this morning in those communities. I particularly would say Van Buren and Grundy counties have to watch out the most. But then also for you just walking on elevated surfaces, decks and steps may have a little bit of a layer of ice on them. And also just kind of check out your tree branches. That's always pretty usually if you can see a little bit of ice there. So here's a check of our current radar. Again, activity at this point now is just scattered. So the greatest coverage has already happened during the early morning hours. From this point forward until about 8 a.m., we're only talking about scattered activity. The blue and green on here, that's that light rainfall. You're going to notice it's really pretty dry south of the Tennessee state line. So Georgia, Alabama, not as much going on for you. Here's that pink kind of splotchy for Grundy County to Van Buren County, Bledsoe County, Sequatchie County as well. And then even some snow potentially now that it's gotten cold enough further over to Middle Tennessee. Let's switch now to Futurecast and run through the day. Here's about 9:15 in the morning, and you're going to notice nothing really showing up. So I think those few scattered showers are basically going to wrap up by about 8 a.m. this morning time. And then for the rest of your day on Wednesday, it's mainly going to be dry. Now we'll still have the clouds with us. We're still going to have the north wind, and there will be a chance for a few spotty showers here and there. That's it. So generally just some light isolated rainfall for the rest of your Wednesday past 8 a.m. Tonight, though, more rain heads our way, and Thursday looks like it's going to be a cool and rainy day. Our entire area above freezing even on Thursday morning. So just rainfall for your Thursday, pushing through at times heavy rain, but then Thursday night this line is going to sink to the south of us, also sinking with that those clouds. So gradually clearing clouds leading to a mostly sunny Friday, and those drier conditions will continue for your weekend as well. So total additional rainfall, most of this is going to happen tomorrow at a 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches. Higher totals possible for our southern and eastern communities. Temperatures right now, again, this is why we see that difference. 42 in Chattanooga, 30 in Nashville. Our communities along the Cumberland Plateau kind of squeezed in between, so that narrow band where we're talking about those temperatures right at or a little bit below freezing. That's why we had that concern for that freezing rain and those few spots of ice this morning for your travel. The rest of the area, certainly we're looking at those temperatures above freezing. And even for our plateau communities, as we run through the morning time hours, we're going to notice those temperatures even there reaching above freezing by the time we get to about 10 a.m. Central Time. That will allow for any ice that is there to melt. So again, storm alert weather day, but it's really for our northwestern communities. Minor impacts locally compared to areas to the west of us, but we still want you to be cautious as you're heading out the door this morning, especially those bridges and overpasses. They can be sneaky because you think you're fine driving on a regular road. It's colder on that bridge, and so there may be a little bit of patchy black ice.